Shalom. You gotta press the checking in. Shelf to 432. Drop 432 hertz. What is this? Yeah, that's your balance and your harmony. This is it looks like a tombstone, but why is it sitting here? Why is it sitting here by itself? Right? No disrespect. All right, family. This is where I'm at. Okay. Let me show y'all where I'm at. And this is not being. I'm not being disrespectful. I apologize. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just trying to get clarity and bring awareness. Okay, so let's check out some stuff real quick, y'all. Okay, I'm at Baltimore National Cemetery, 5501. This is Frederick Road right here. Right? I'm in Baltimore, y'all. Right? And this is what we got. Alright. Okay, and this is what we got. Wait a minute. Let me put my coffee down. Cause it's early. It's about 7 a.m. Eastern time. So this is where we at, y'all. Okay. Let's go see what this other stuff say. Now we already know what. Okay, e pluribus unum. Look that up. We know what that is. E pluribus unum. Right? It's hijack. 101. Okay? That's where I'm at, guys. Now, stand back here, okay? Now, if you stand back here, right, to me, if you stand back here, it looks like a mound. This looks like a mound. Look, if you stand back here, this looks like a mound. I got some redneck probably ready to come mess with me. Oh no. You good? I'm good? Just documentary, that's all, brother. Your brother, so I guess he'll give me a pass. It was brother. He ain't giving me no shit. But look, if you stand back here, family, then I could be wrong, but we asking questions. And we know what they did to our mounds, right? I done like 4-5 videos telling y'all what they did to our mounds, right? They crushed, smashed, discarded. Oh man, they did so much to our mounds down here, man. In the eastern woodlands. They did so much to our mounds. And no disrespect to none of these, let's go, Island, man. Cause I don't want to be disrespectful to nobody. To Mr. Edward E. Poole, right? PFC, United States Army, World War II, June 22, 1922 to March the 5th, 1976. All right, I do not want to be disrespectful to these people that are in the ground. Okay? Okay. I don't want to be disrespectful. Look, this is what we're looking at. And my question is this. To me, it looks like a mound. To me. Because I have a dragonfly perspective. Okay? Man, look at this, man. Tell me this don't look like a mound, y'all. Man, I could be wrong. But I'm just saying, can we ask a question? We know what they did to our mounds, right? Right. You know, and rest easy. Rest easy. Because remember, never forget, we all have to make this tour someday. So make sure you honor those that have came before us, especially the do-righters, especially the indigenous that were subdued and vanquished with their Popple Bulls and their Dum Diversis 1452, right? Yeah. So, you know, while you here, man, I would say, as they're trying to discard us, as they're trying to erase our story, that be's a fact. As they're making an attempt to erase our story, they still doing it. These order of red men, they still at work. You think they not? Come on, man. They want the promised land. They can't have it. Watch. See, look. It say U.S. National Cemetery. Now, like I said, no disrespect. Because most of them is probably the indigenous anyway. Right? Because if you notice these wars, right, all these were, some of them, I don't even believe some of them even happened. I think some of them were made up. I don't think all these wars really went down the way they say they went down. If they even went down. Right? But look how big this place is, man. Look how big this place. Now, how come there aren't any cemeteries that are exclusive for the indigenous? Because this is our land. And you know how many of us were unalived due to this wanting to subdue and take our land? Right? That's what it was about. It was a land grab. They came here, erased, stole, pillaged, killed, drugged up, shot up, sent to prison, all that. Here we go. So what is this? What is Blue Star Memorial? A tribute to the armed forces who have defended the United States of America, the corporation. Yeah, right. The Federated Garden Clubs of Maryland, Inc., District 3, in cooperation with Baltimore National Cemetery. All right, y'all. Here's a logo up top. National Garden Club, Inc. And then they got flags flying too. They got flags flying too. So, but my question is this. Where are the cemeteries for the copper-toned indigenous people that were living here, that were unalived, dismantled, paperwork, everything, even not just paperwork, but everything was erased because most of our information was oral. Because we were real spiritual and solid, and we handled everything from generation to generation. We were gonna eat this where we eat at. We eat by this river passing near this oak tree, right? And cosmology. We followed what the animals were doing. We followed the wind, right? Yes, things had to be in alignment when it was time for us to harvest and, you know, put our crops down, and when to pick up our crops, and, you know, when it's good to go maybe grab a deer, you know, because we ain't eating no swine, nothing like that. We might grab a Venice. Well, most of it was fruits, vegetables, and that's pretty much it. Berries, you know, fruits, vegetables, I mean, that's what we ate. I mean, and for those that eat, I don't eat crabs and shrimp. I don't eat that, right? Because we know that these are bottom feeders. So if you read Leviticus, even let's be specific. Leviticus chapter 11 verse 7 says, the swine, though it divide the hoof, it be cloven footed, it is unclean to you. It's unclean to you, man. That Leviticus is about clean and unclean foods, man. And it say no shellfish. It say no shrimp. None of that. It say none of that. Can't eat none of that trash. Right? So yeah, it's good that the brothers is letting me do my little documentary. But my question is this: is this a mound? That's the first question, because we know that a lot of our mounds were destroyed beyond recognition, and it was done behind closed doors. When they did it, it was like, let's do this real quick so nobody don't know. They say it's not recorded. They say they just came on the Susquehannock and the Chesapeake, and they just started thrashing shit. Our mounds, and you know what I mean, it just is what it was. I guess by the time people started questioning them about it, then they started, you know, they had to tighten up a little bit. But if you look at this looks like a big mound. I mean, look at it, look how it's shaped. See how it's going downhill right there? Right? See, I'm on top of a hill. See, this is the top of it. See? This is the top of it right here, right? And like I said, no disrespect to the unalive. Shouts to Mama Dorothy M, right? His wife, August 7th, 1925, May 31st, 2003, right? It's wild that this one, let me turn around. Okay, it's on both sides. Okay, it's on both sides. Hold up. Roland Bard Sr., World War II, October, rest in peace, together again. Roland Bard. Then over here it says Dorothy M., his wife. Okay. She had a different last name? I guess. No disrespect. I'm just, 1925 to... That says Roland L. Bard. So what, they got 2 and 1? Hold up. So this says Earl Kaler, PFC, U.S. Army, World War II, August 24th, 1920 to May 16, 2003. Right? Earl. Over here it says nothing. Hold up. Let's look around. Hold up. I'm making a point. Let's do this. Hold up. Here go one. Hardin Davis, SSG, United States Army, Vietnam, August 7, 1920. Rest easy to my grandmother. Zelda Dorsey. She lived at 1920 Loretta Avenue. So whenever I see 1920, it's just that numerology when you study like we do. And look, this is a different name. Okay. This is Etsuko. Boy, that sounds like a Native American name. Etsuko. His wife. February 24th, 1918. February 3rd, 2019. Loving wife. Etsuko. Hold up, man. This is Hardin Davis. Etsuko sound Native American to me. Paora. Pataraloka. Yeah. What is this? Ernest M. McClure. Zoli, his wife. Okay. My bad, y'all. Okay, so this is husband and wife. Yeah, it's husband and wife. You know, no disrespect, family. I'm sorry. I don't even like standing on stuff like this. I don't even like doing this. But we just trying to clear some things up, elders. That's all. No disrespect, elders. We just trying to figure out what's going on. The powers to be did us dirty. And a bunch of stuff happened, man. A bunch of lies, a bunch of erasure, a bunch of distortion, a bunch of thievery, a bunch of lying, a bunch of just everything lower self, everything dirty happened here on this promised land. Now look, y'all, this is the top of it. Look. Look. See this? That's why I get mound feelings over here. Because we know that they trashed a lot of the mounds off the Chesapeake. Shouts to Washita. Dug them out, yeah. Mound builders. Yeah. Empress Verdice in the family. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man. I'm just trying to see what's going on, man. This is like a mountain to me, y'all. Seriously. And rest easy, like I said, to the people that I'm sorry I don't do this. I apologize. You know, I don't walk on people's resting places. It got me feeling crazy. It do. But tell me those. Look, y'all. This is the top of them. This is the top of it, y'all. Look at this. So look at this, man. Look at this. This the bottom of it right here. This the bottom. This is the top. This is like a mound. Because we know that they pillaged our mounds, right? They even took some of the land, they took some of the dirt, right? You know, the remaining dirt after they pillaged everything. They took that and they used it as landfill for apartment complexes and, you know, buildings and stuff. They used our mound earth. They used that as landfill to build projects and apartment buildings and stuff. Look, I'm walking down. See this, y'all? Look at this. I'm walking down. This is like a mound. Look. Now, I don't know, y'all, but let's figure it out. Let's see what's going on. I love y'all, man. Stay strong. Guardian King archetype. I'll fill you guys in with that here shortly if you haven't been paying attention to what I've been. I'm back home again. I done came back home. My breath got me moving. Wow. Yes, 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 yes. Press the comment notices, is aware. Yes. Shouts to the balanced, harmonizing frequency, 432 hertz. This is not a destructive frequency like 440. No, 440 is trash. Okay? You want harmony, you want balance, you want 432 hertz. That's what you want. Right? See? Just giving y'all some look-sees. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here so I don't disturb these people. You know, respectfully. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. The Guardian King Archetype signing off. Love y'all. Stay strong. Just asking questions. Just asking questions. Anybody want to chime in? Chime in. 'Cause one thing about me is I don't. Okay, here we go. I don't deny knowledge, even if I've never heard it. Because guess what? Look now. Look from here, y'all. Look from here. Now tell me this don't look like no mound. Tell me this don't look like no mound. All right, y'all. Let's see what's going on. Peace. I love y'all. Stay strong.